Hello, welcome to another Topics with Tiffany. Um, Here we go. So, I'm not totally sure where I'm going with this, but we'll just see. And it's either the lighting or my teeth are actually yellow, but maybe because I just had a turmeric chai. Um, okay, so I was talking with my cousin last night, and it was, a good conversation per usual. Um, but we were both in our own lines of therapy. And so we were talking about just like knowing what we know, and but also still like, even though we are in the therapy field and helping other people, we're still human. Like we are still working through some of our own things. We just know how to, handle and like where to go mentally to be okay. But I mean, we're talking about dating and different issues that come up when we're dating, and how a lot of the issues really aren't our own, which I talk a lot about in hypnotherapy when I'm having sessions with people, because a lot of the times, okay, a lot of the times, things that come up with clients, when you talk to them, it's like, this isn't even your thought. Like, this came from your parent or whatever. And we were just like, if I'm going to have issues, let them be my own. And so I think that's something to really think about, like how many issues and or thoughts do you have or beliefs do you have that are actually yours? Like what is actually true for you? Um, and I mean, it's usually if you can think, you can really think about, I guess, what your childhood was like. And I just lost my camera. Okay, so recording. If you could think about what your childhood was like, and maybe the things that you thought about as a kid, it would probably be like the closer to your truth, and the beliefs that you had, and also the same with like things that you want to do and your purpose and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, we're just really thinking about what it is that we actually, in terms of dating, what we actually like, what we're actually attracted to, and versus like what we've really gone for based on things that were told to us, like issues that were like placed on us that it's like we don't actually even like align with. Um, so that was just I don't know. I just really liked that line. Um, because I think my cousin was just like, these aren't even our issues, and I was like, yes, if I'm gonna have issues, let them be my own. uh, so like, I think we're always just like creating these blocks where there are none in like the current situation that you're in. Like I'm um, currently talking to someone. I mean, I'm actually talking to. Uh, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm talking to someone, and unexpectedly, and it's like, I have these walls which I, have to work on consciously, and have to do work subconsciously to dismantle them. I'm always working on something with my hypnotherapy on myself. And this is really how I started, which I've mentioned before in other videos, that I started self-hypnosis when I was about 12 or 13. But, you know, um, just having, you always want to protect yourself, and just having, thoughts already based on previous situations. And because, we are human beings, we create patterns in our mind. That's what we do. We make things make sense. We create formulas like this plus this equals that. And so it's like I've had this kind of thing happen before. It was kind of in this scenario. It was kind of the same thing. So this is going to be where it ends up. But it's like every person is unique. Every situation is unique. Really, the only common factor is you. And so I guess you just have to trust yourself enough to know, are you the same? Are you the same person you were in that situation, as you are in this situation? So are you the same, or did you evolve? And if you didn't, then maybe that's what you need to look at, not, worrying about the other person and putting up and protecting yourself against another person that didn't actually warrant any of your wall building, right? So, um, so it's like, yeah, work on yourself, work on the issues that are yours and also not your own because they're placed on you. Working on, just it's really like self-awareness. I'm always like talking about mindfulness and like, where was I? Like, if I compare like the current situation to where I was like, okay, well, this is similar. And I said this to this person. I was like, kind of been in a similar situation. So, and it's like, well, was it the same thing? Like, if I think about a similar situation, it's like, okay, I'm 34. At that other situation, I was 20. I would hope I'm not the same person. And I know I'm not. I know I've grown miles in the way that I think about certain things and maybe where I was mentally and emotionally. And so there's that. And just like knowing myself more and what I like. And also just comparing the situations like, oh, like, but we didn't even really have all that in common in the first place. So why would that have been something? And what was a more recent situation? Yeah, it was like when I was 18, when I was 18, 20, or 19 and 20. And what was another one? Oh, actually just earlier this year. Yeah. So, I mean, similar situations, but all different because I'm dealing with different people. But the only person that I'm dealing with all the time is myself. And knowing that, I evolve and I look at things more critically than I did in the past. And so there's no real correlation, and I shouldn't put past issues on a current situation. And so, again, like, really the only thing you can work on is yourself and being aware of certain things when they come up. And so when they come up, the best thing to do is maybe like write about it. Write down what is the block that's coming up or what trigger is coming up and why, and work backwards to like, when did this happen before and what did you do in that situation before? Is this how you're handling? Are you going to handle it the same way now? You should always try to handle things differently because we grow and we should always choose a more mature way to handle certain things. So I'm always looking at that because I really, in the past, didn't handle things as maturely as I could. I was so avoidant, and I always have to check myself sometimes, like when I just don't want to deal with anything anymore, and I'm just like avoidant instead of just like saying what my problem is, and then and working through it, or like maybe like ending a situation. Like the thing when I was 20, oh my gosh, I really just tried to avoid him, and which wasn't the best. It wasn't nice. And so like I evolved. And so in this situation, I was just like, okay, I've kind of been this similar thing before. Like I vocalized that to this person. I was like, this is not really a new situation for me. So I'm like hesitant, right? And so, so just like saying that up front and being able to like vocalize things, which was always like hard for me. Like vocalizing things was always hard for me. Definitely knowing more about a lot of things. I'm just like, my throat chakra was always blocked. Like speaking has always been rough. And now like I do it all the time. And so, so it's like, am I the same person or did I evolve? I evolved. And so just constantly working on yourself. If you're constantly working on yourself, you're never going to be really in the same situation. It's always like, in the past, I would always find myself in similar situations, not the one I'm in now, but it'd be a different situation that was always occurring. And I remember reading this email when I was in this other like relationship, and it was just like, if you keep avoiding the obstacle, you're going to keep getting hit with the same boulder. If you keep avoiding the boulder, you're going to always get hit with the same boulder, or something like that. And I was just like, crap, that's so true. And I was like, oh my gosh, but this is so scary. And I've never said whatever before. And I've never like, been super comfortable with, I guess I would say I wasn't ever really authentic with people that I was dating. It was always just, and that honestly comes from past trauma and like different issues that I've worked through now. But like, so in that particular relationship, which was a little over 4 years ago, that was when I actually pushed myself to like say what it was that was a problem for me, and be honest and whatever. And it was so scary, but like also not as bad as I thought, right? Nothing is ever really as bad as you think it's going to be, for the most part, I guess. And so, pushing yourself to do things that are different, that's growth. And so, yeah, I since that relationship 4 years ago, I haven't found myself in the same situation. I don't even attract the same person. And so there's no possible way I could end up in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? So I literally was always attracting the same kind of personality traits that I always had an issue with. And that's not what happens anymore, since like confronting the issue. And so that's what happens when you take steps to correct yourself and your patterns. And so yeah, like I guess like I think everything kind of makes sense but I have so many things happening in my head right now, so I'm just like, does it? I don't know. But I think you will get what you need to get from this conversation, from this topic. And yeah, like just keep working on yourself. Just keep knowing that you won't be in the same situation if you keep making small strides. It's always one step after the other. And recognizing what is really true and authentic for you. We all have enough issues on our own that we have to work through without, getting somebody else's trickle down. So if you're going to have issues, let them be your own and then work through that. And, try working through it with some hypnotherapy. Check out mellowvibes.com. You can book a session with me, which is always fun. I honestly love doing it. If not, like there are hypnosis recordings that are on the site that you can purchase as well. There are different projects you can do. Well, actually, there's one project that you can do that is composed of a couple different projects in one bundle that I used to sell separately that I just now put together because it's just like the complete package. So if you want to work on things at your own pace, do the deep dive bundle. But you also, since I reconstructed the deep dive bundle, once you purchase it, get a percentage off of any one-on-one sessions with me. And yeah, I honestly just love helping people in the way that I can with all the mental gymnastics we always do, right? And honestly, last month, like almost 4 weeks ago now, got certified in neurolinguistic programming, which is really exciting because it's just, connecting your brain patterns with certain like language. And so I'm always growing and evolving and getting better at helping people, but like it's so fun for me to see people like really change from spending some time with me, or even sometimes just one session, and it's like they get what they need and it's enough for them to get going where they were stuck before. And so I hope you got something from this, and I will see you on the next topics with Tiffany. Yeah, I think that's all. Peace and mellow vibes.